Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to the Young and Sane podcast. Moreover, happy International Women's Day. International Women's Day is tomorrow, Saturday, the 8th of March. And I'm recording, we're holding this podcast. In the studio. We're recording this podcast in favor or of International Women's Day. Now to really celebrate all the women out there. You guys deserve to be celebrated. And of course, this podcast episode is dedicated specifically to celebrating you and our emergence in the society. Yeah, from the topic, you know what we are going to be talking about in this podcast. So, welcome back to the Young and Sane podcast, a space where we uncover the layers of trauma, life, insanity with life, identity, healing, and look forward to your transformation. And I remain your host, Tamarflourish. And today we are diving deep into a topic that speaks to every single woman, identity, and power, embracing your true self. Yes, so let's get right into it. We're in the month of March, as I mentioned earlier, the month of International Women's Day, and what better time to have this conversation? Because the truth is, many women navigate life wearing masks, trying to fit into roles society has given them instead of truly owning who they are. And we've grown with a societal conditioning not to really think about who we are, but just to accept the roles that we've been given, the functions and responsibilities, and then the modeled way, quote unquote, that we're supposed to look like, act like, talk like, walk like, and the kind of mindset we're supposed to have about certain things in life, and nobody's really looking into themselves to know themselves for who they are, right? And that's where we find ourselves trying to fit into roles that society has given to us as women. But what happens when a woman reclaims her identity? When a woman steps into her true self, unshaken by expectations, what happens? That's when she becomes unstoppable. That's when she becomes the time bomb that God made her to be. God has made women in a very special and unique way that we're supposed to manifest a lot of things, birth a lot of things into the earth, make the earth even more beautiful. And the only way we can get into becoming unstoppable in birthing what God has created us to birth, not only with our wombs, but with our ideas, with our minds, with the works of our hands, is by stepping into who we truly are. So today we are going to explore why identity is crucial for women's empowerment, how societal expectations shape and sometimes limit a woman's identity, practical steps to reclaiming your power and living in your authentic self. So stick around because this conversation might just change the way you see yourself. Let's get right into it. Let's start with something real. So why do so many women struggle with identity? From childhood, women are often told who they should be soft, be nurturing, don't be too loud, don't be too ambitious. We are raised to meet expectations, but rarely taught to ask ourselves who we truly are. I mentioned this earlier, and this is just the reality of things, right? And so what happens? Some women lose themselves in relationships as daughters, wives, mothers, or partners, and then others hide their true selves in the workplace. They're afraid to be too assertive, they're afraid to take up space, and some completely disconnect from their own dreams because they were told that their value lies in serving others first, pleasing others first, putting others first, right? But the real question is, who are you beyond the roles you play. I want to invite you to reflect on that. Who are you beyond the roles you play? And here is the truth. When you don't define yourself, society will define you, people will define you, and you deserve more than that. So let's start peeling back the layers. Let's talk about what it really means to own your identity as a woman. Now, there's something powerful about a woman who knows who she is and what she stands for. When a woman owns her identity, she sets boundaries without guilt because she knows her worth isn't tied to pleasing others. When a woman owns her identity, she pursues her passions unapologetically because she no longer shrinks herself to fit in. When a woman owns her identity, she commands respect in any room because she's rooted in confidence, not external validation, and that is very attractive, right, to any person. And you command respect in any room you step into, and history has proven this time and time again, right? So this is the power of knowing who you are as a woman. It's the power of knowing who you are as a woman, knowing who you are and what you stand for. You will set boundaries without guilt because you know that your value and worth isn't tied to pleasing others. You will pursue your passions unapologetically because you no longer try to shrink yourself to fit into the molds that other people have created for you, and you will be able to command respect in any room because everywhere you go your confidence will shine through, not arrogance, because there's a difference, but confidence. And it's because you're not rooted in external validation and you're not seeking for external validation. Think of women like Maya Angelou, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Oprah Winfrey. These are women who stood firm in their truth despite societal expectations, and they are being celebrated whether we like it or not. They are being respected. They command respect in any room that they step their legs into, right? And at the end of the day, everybody's going to be okay, right? So let me ask you, are you standing in your truth, or are you still waiting for permission to be your full self? Let's reflect on that question. Are you still standing in your truth, or are you still waiting for permission to be your full self? You want permission from your family, you want permission from society, you want permission from people that you want to love you. You want permission from maybe men that you admire and maybe you want to spend the rest of your life with. You want permission from people to own your true self. So reflect on that. Here's the secret that no one may tell you. Nobody will come to rescue you. That's the truth that many of us do not know. And it's a secret that a lot of people will not tell you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody's coming to give you permission to be powerful. You have to take it for yourself and by yourself. So if you've been waiting for a sign to step into your true identity, this is your one true sign. Now, we're going to talk about how to reclaim your identity for those of you who want to reclaim your identity, and step into empowerment, and then unlimited possibilities that you desire. We're going to get practical in this. Now that we've unpacked why you need to own your identity and how it will make you look, right? These are 3 powerful steps that you can take to reclaim your identity and step into your power. Now, there's a lot of things that goes in with finding your identity, and the length of this podcast episode will not be able to help us unpack all of that. But I hope that with all that we're going to highlight here in these 3 points, you would be able to take the chance on yourself and find who you truly are and embrace your identity and begin to walk in it. So, number 1 step, get clear on who you are. So find who you are. And there's a sequence to this. Find who you are, and it's not by the external things that you're going to know who you truly are. It's by looking inward, it's by asking yourself the right questions, it's by looking to who you were made to be authentically within yourself. Ask yourself, who am I when no one is watching? And then write down 5 things that make you feel most alive and authentic. Just think through your life. What are the things that you do that you find pure joy? Not because other people do it, not because you feel pressured to fit into the mold or standards of other people, be like other people because you're comparing yourself to them, but the things that make you feel very authentic with yourself and most alive. Now pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those things versus what you've been told is right. Pay attention to them. When you go about your day, you look into your life, right? Take some time to do some self-reflection and know when you're actually doing what people have told you to do as being right, or what feels right, what is true to you, what you love. And then the step 2 is to challenge the stories that are holding you back. A lot of us are bound by self-sabotage, and self-sabotage comes in different forms, shapes, sizes, and with different connotations and labels. So a lot of us have the fear of failure, a lot of us have different things that are sabotaging us from actually getting into who we're supposed to be. There's a lot apart from the fear of failure, the fear that you're going to disappoint people, or you're trying to meet up with people's expectations, or you feel like you're not good enough, or you have a certain kind of perfectionist mindset. You want to be this version of yourself that people see you as, or you want people to see you as. And then there's pride, where you do not want people to really know who you are. It's like struggling with imposter syndrome. I don't feel worthy, but I want people to not look down on me, and all of those things. So self-sabotage comes in different forms, and you have to identify those self-sabotage behaviors, the limiting beliefs that can be in form of I'm not good enough, or I can't be both successful and feminine. And this is what is actually making a lot of people to now choose to be masculine, because they want to be successful. But you can be successful and feminine, own your feminine energy, and still be successful. Now you identify all these limiting beliefs and replace them with affirmations. When you know yourself, when you find that your true worth and value is in who God made you to be, and not in the roles that you play, the functions and the responsibilities that you have to carry out on the earth, you would begin to speak to yourself from a place of truth. And speaking to yourself from a place of truth is like making affirmations, to yourself, affirming yourself, who you've known or found yourself to be. I am enough. I have the right to take up space. Affirmations like that. Surround yourself with people who encourage you to be your full self. And this may not be easy. A lot of people don't really care about other people these days, except when you now get to the limelight fully, and then people will begin to want to associate themselves with you. But if you find people who truly love you and can encourage you and give you support, then by all means, surround yourself with those people. Yes. And the step 3 is to take one bold action towards your truth every day. If you've been hiding your voice, begin to learn how to speak. Begin to learn how to communicate effectively and speak up. Learn how to speak. Learn how to overcome the fears that are holding you back. If you've been neglecting your dreams, take the first steps. Just overcome the fear that it's going to fail, or it's not going to be as perfect as you want it to be. Prioritize progress and just take the first steps today. If you've been afraid to show up authentically, remind yourself that you don't have to shrink to be accepted. People may hate you, but they will eventually just be okay, right? all you need is to show up as the authentic you, because the world needs the real you. Because at the end of the day, power isn't just about status or, success. Power is being fully who you are without apology. The world needs your authentic self. The world needs your real you and not the photocopy version of another person. Okay? So you need to do that. And here's what I want you to take away from today's episode: that your identity is your power. You don't need to let the society or relationships or fear take that away from you. You are allowed to change, you are allowed to evolve, you are allowed to grow into the fullest version of yourself. And you don't need permission to be powerful. Your power is already within you. Okay, you have to say this over and over to yourself. Your identity is your power. You are allowed to change, evolve, and grow into the fullest version of yourself as you uncover who you really are at the depth, and then you do not need permission to be powerful. You already have the power within you. Okay, so I just had to go through all of that in this podcast episode, and at the end I would share with you the details that you would use to contact an identity coach. Contact me. I do identity coaching if you really want to go into the depths of knowing yourself and empowering yourself and taking back the power that you have within you, and we can get into all of that. Right, so I'll let you know the details later. But as we celebrate International Women's Month, let this be the season where you step into your truth unapologetically. Do not apologize for being your true self. As we celebrate International Women's Month, please, thank you so much. I trust that you're going to do that. Okay, I'm rooting for you guys. You're more powerful than you think, and you're more powerful than you think, and that you are more than enough. You're powerful. Okay, now I want to hear from you guys. What's that one belief about your identity that you're ready to let go? You can drop your comments on Spotify, on YouTube, or you can also reach out to me on Instagram, in my DMs, right, at Tamarflourish, or you can reach out to me on Instagram at the Young and Sane podcast. So I would love to know what's that one belief about your identity that you are ready to let go of. And if you love this episode, share it with a woman who needs this reminder today. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the Young and Sane podcast so that you never miss another powerful conversation. Before I let you go, finally, I want to inform you, if you need identity coaching, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Tamarflourish or Facebook at Tamarflourish. There's no space, it's just Tamarflourish. There's no space in the spelling of Tamarflourish, it's just Tamarflourish, and you'll find me with the green dress picture profile. Okay, on social media, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you'll find me anywhere. Alright, so you can reach out to me for identity coaching packages that you would need. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep owning your power. You are limitless. Tell yourself, woman, you are limitless. Till next time, see you. Bye.